Are you an entrepreneur, a startup, or a growing small business?
You already know that finding the right workspace shouldn't mean settling for a noisy, cookie-cutter co-working space where you're just another number.
Your business deserves better. That's exactly why eSpaces is redefining co-working.
They aren't just another shared desk in a chaotic room. They are your premier professional office solution.
Whether you're a solo entrepreneur or a team of 20, eSpaces is dedicated to helping you find the perfect environment for your business to thrive.
eSpaces is proudly locally owned and operated. When it comes to your livelihood, putting your trust in the right company matters.
Choosing eSpaces is more than just securing an office. It's a genuine investment in your local community.
Elevate your business today. Search eSpaces online to find your perfect fit.
I gotta tell you, I did The View
Yes, please.
in 2014. So during Obama. It was a very different time. Barbara
You were a
Walters.
guest host, right?
Yeah, like 4 or 5 times.
Oh,
4
yeah.
times.
Oh,
They
you
were
got in a
they
fight.
were so nice. I did get in a fight.
With Barbara Walters.
I didn't punch her.
I think you hit her in the stomach, right? For there's no bruising. That's what I read.
You heard it here
Maybe we'll
first.
hear it from you.
She
started the fight?
She started it.
You mentioned COVID. Did you ever think Jay Cutler would change your life?
Go Vandy!
Nice
You just
question.
went right there.
I did.
Nice.
I'm just grateful that I was there during the best time, and I got to be there and be dear friends with Stuart Scott and the GOATs.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that
right.
era is gone.
Yeah, it
Keith
is.
Olbermann, yeah.
The GOAT, the legends.
He was a GOAT
He
before
was.
he lost his ever-loving mind.
Exactly.
He's psychotic,
He was. I know.
and he needs mental help.
The Try That in a Small Town podcast begins now.
And with that, from the Patriot Mobile Studios, powered by eSpaces, this is a Try That in a Small Town podcast. You might have heard Thrash. You got Kalo, you got TK. I'm Kurt, and this evening, tonight, we have the one and only Sage Steele.
Legend.
Does everybody ask you if that's a real name? Is it a stage
Many
name?
people do, and it is a fair question.
Yeah.
And it is real. Birth certificate.
You sure?
Real.
Let's see a birth certificate.
I promise you.
And is
I
it-
am an American citizen. Yes. And the funny thing is, I hated it when I was young.
Yeah.
Because it was different. I wanted to be Michelle and Jenny and
Yeah.
Amanda and like all the normal pretty girl names, and I wasn't any of those, and those don't fit me anyway. So I hated it. You know, when you're young, you just want to blend in and be like everybody else. And now I kind of like it. Listen, we just got married 9 months ago, and he knows, and he wouldn't have asked, but I'm not changing my name. Like
Yeah.
this is.
But I would have taken her name.
Dave Steele.
Dave Steele?
Dude. Yeah,
I mean,
that's
And
it.
you might be able to see Dave in the shot, but that's kind of good. It'll be the
Yeah.
natural reaction
He's
to
definitely
things.
my better half for sure. But no, I had to. My parents said that it was specific. My mom's like, well, we could have named you Stainless. Or, you know,
Blue.
pepper, salt or something. So be grateful for Sage. Stop complaining. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I would have gone with Stainless. I would have loved that.
Kind of cool.
Would have definitely used that one. Hey, what's it like to host a podcast by yourself? Ask Kurt.
Wow, catching strays.
Wow.
Let's do this.
had
Since
to.
I'm hosting the podcast,
You're in charge.
No.
let's bridge the gap. We like to do this with
Yes.
people that aren't in the music business that
Yes.
we have on.
Yeah.
We like to ask them maybe a couple music questions
Uh-oh.
first.
Not trivia.
No,
No,
trivia.
no,
We're not that
'Cause that
smart.
would be bad.
Yeah.
Music
fail.
is subjective, but it's a great denominator. Everybody grows up
Yes.
listening to music, loves music. What did you grow up listening to? And what was your first live concert you saw?
Oh gosh, well you're going to judge me on that one. So let me start with the good. I grew up as a military kid, and so we were all over the world, which allowed, I think, some different influences. But Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, okay.
Obsessed. Lionel Richie. Diana Ross.
get me
Like Neil Diamond, Barbra Streisand. All of it. Like I love that old, like real music, you know? So that's what we grew up with, especially on the weekends. And so then, Let's Groove Tonight by Earth, Wind & Fire. That's my dad's favorite song. And so, like, real deal, old school R&B, you know? And James Taylor and I love.
There you go.
I really do love all of us. People say, "What's your favorite kind of music?" And I mean, we'll listen to hip hop, like '90s hardcore hip hop. Working out in the morning, which hardcore is nothing compared to today's crap, right? Like that was the good stuff. I'm like, kids, you have no idea. And it wasn't quite as gross. I mean, you had NWA, some of those that were you're like, okay, that's off limits, when you're 16, mom and dad. Yeah. But then, I mean, I love Morgan Wallen, like obsessed. And, of course, Aldean, like just now that I live in Nashville.
Nashville.
Yes, but it's been, I really do love it all. My playlist is really, I mean, depends on who's looking at it because people will really judge like, oh, okay, yep, see, she hates her black side. She's all these country music singers. Or she's a wannabe this. I'm like, I just love everybody. My first concert, the first one doesn't really count because it was in a very small auditorium. Probably 2,500 people with my grandfather. And it was Bobby McFerrin.
Wow.
Don't worry.
Wow.
Be happy. And that's the only song I knew, of course. Yeah. So this was in
How many songs did he play at that point?
I mean, like 6, right?
6, yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? It was
2 different versions of that one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was in like my senior year of high school, so 1990. Otherwise, right after that, Paula Abdul.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Wow. Which now we all know was lip synced and whatever. Yeah, but at that time, she was a big deal. What is it? 2 steps forward. I won't try to sing. So like back in that 90s era, for sure. She was a great dancer. Yeah. That was my first one. My first outdoor concert was James Taylor.
James Taylor is one of my all-time favorites.
So great.
It's something about the voice and the way he delivers it, rapping those lyrics. It's just.
It makes me want to go fishing. When I listen to his music, which I love fishing.
Yes. I never thought about that.
I do. I'm very relaxed and chill, and he makes me want to listen to the words.
Yeah, Fire and Rain is one of those songs. That's one of my favorite songs ever. I'll just sit there and I still just listen to it, and I'm just like, I just listen to every word still, and it's like I notice something different each time about that song. Whether an inflection in the voice or a mood, it's just amazing.
And then he got me into Carly Simon. Of course, they were together. So there's just you can go all directions. I really do love it all, and I think because my parents came from such diverse backgrounds too, they brought it together, and we kind of like everything.
That's a very mature answer to what we usually get.
Very much.
Well, don't get used to the maturity part.
To kind of derail it a little bit, but staying on the same topic. So what were your thoughts on, because you did mention Aldean, when you heard the song Try That in a Small Town, do you remember your first thoughts before anybody was talking to you about it?
I was so all in on it and then annoyed when people wanted the lyrics changed and softened.
And so you didn't feel it was racist at all?
I didn't. I mean,
thank you.
I didn't. No, I think people look for reasons to be offended.
Oh my gosh.
And and to know it's just pretty basic. Now, if you go dig deep into it, are there ways that I could understand that somebody meant? Sure, but you know what? You could do that with everything. We're fine with the rap lyrics where there's N-words dropped every 5th word, and so that's not offensive.
Oh, we A-B'd the lyrics with Cardi B's song and our song. We're like, which one's more offensive?
Right. Yeah. Okay, we'll use the more offensive one. Do I get it? And I'm like, I really try to be sensitive to everybody's feelings, and then I'm like, get over it.
Yeah.
Stop. This isn't. You have to look at the intent. It doesn't always mean it's it's an excusable offense, whatever it is, intent, murder. But with that, I just thought, okay, the premise of the song. Try that in a small town. Like, no, we take care of each other here. We've got each other's backs. Yeah. And go ahead and try it. And there's consequences to it. Like to me, it's very simple, and it's Americana. And that's, I didn't grow up in a small town per se, but in the military as an Army brat, I mean, we moved base to base around the world, and everybody had each other's backs. And that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Amen.
Yes.
Well, you mentioned trying to be sensitive. You can't be sensitive enough for people today anyway. Something's going to trigger them.
Whoopi Goldberg loved our song.
Make them upset. They're going to be upset regardless.
She absolutely loved our song.
You know what goes great with small town stories?
Original Glory, America's beer right here.
You know, I've been drinking this every songwriting session today.
Man, that clean, crisp taste reminds me of summer nights on the back porch after a fresh mowed lawn.
And they're just not making great beer. They're investing in America's small towns.
Well, it's just like us. They believe in bringing communities together.
Not only do they invest in communities, but a portion of each sale goes to the veterans and the first responders and all the heroes that protect us.
For a limited time, you can become a member of the OG fam and invest in this beer at wefunder.com/original brands.
Join our Original Glory family and help ignite that Original Glory spirit.
My name is Glenn Story. I'm the founder and CEO of Patriot Mobile. And then we have 4 principles. First Amendment, Second Amendment, right to life, military and first responders. If you have a place to go put your money, you always want to put it with somebody that's like-minded.
Of course.
I think that's the beauty of Patriot Mobile. We're a conservative alternative.
Don't get fooled by other providers pretending to share your values or have the same coverage. Go to patriotmobile.com/smalltown to get a free month of service when you use the offer code SMALLTOWN or call 972-PATRIOT.
I gotta tell you, I did The View
Yes,
in 2014, so during Obama. It's a very different time. Barbara
You were a
Walters,
guest host, right?
Yeah, like 4 or 5 times.
Oh,
4
yeah.
times, yeah.
Oh, you went multiple times.
I love it.
They
you
were
got in a
they
fight.
were so nice. I did get in a fight
With Barbara Walters.
I did. Yes, I didn't want. Let's
are we
not
going
say
there?
Fight. I didn't punch her.
I think you hit her in the stomach, right? For there's no bruising. That's what I
heard it here
maybe we'll hear it from you.
You started the fight?
She started it. Okay?
Really?
Okay, I
not what we
She
heard.
elbowed me.
Okay.
No, that's legit. She
Barbara
did.
Walters gave you an elbow?
Yeah.
That's so
No,
cool.
legit. I wish there had been cameras. It was in the little green room right off the set, and it stays really dark back there. And you know, I'm like this. I wasn't young then either. I was like a young journalist, younger than her because she was 112 at the time. but she was like, it's just Barbara Walters.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
whether I agree with her or not, I had such respect for how she did interviews. I mean, she got people to talk and to cry.
Sure.
I always loved her. And so the first couple times I went, she was not there. And then she was, and I was so excited. And she's the one that really wanted to talk about race, of course.
This is 2014? Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so the premise of it was, did you ask? No. Do you want me to really tell the story?
I want you to tell
Okay.
it.
Oh, absolutely.
Go, start the pot.
Yeah.
Again, a different time. It was halfway through Obama's second term. And I'm biracial. I have a black dad and a white mom. And I had been on record apparently in the past saying that it is important to me to identify, which I hate that word because that could be different from the truth. But when people ask me what I am, which is such an interesting question anyway, I'm like, I'm biracial. I'm half black and half white. And I'm always really proud to say that because you can look at mixed kids and you really don't know. I mean, it's like we can spot each other, we know. But yeah, and so they were like, well, why? And this is on live TV on ABC. I was working at ESPN, ABC, ESPN, owned by Disney, all under the same umbrella. Okay. And so for context there, and so they wanted to talk about it. I was like, of course. And she said, well, what happens when you want to fill out a census? What do you check if you can only check one? And I was like, well, I haven't filled out a census in a long time, but if I had to choose, I would do both anyway or none. Like I'm not going to choose. I don't think I should have to. And she's like, well, Barack Obama, he's biracial and he chooses black. And I was like, here we go. Here we go. And listen, and I've said it several times since. It actually got me in a lot of trouble at the beginning of my cancellation in 2021 when I repeated the exact same story in 2021 versus this story in 2014. And I said, listen, I respect his choice. That is his choice to identify however he wants. I said, but I think it's fascinating that he was raised by his white mom and his white grandmother. And his black father was nowhere to be found, but he still chose all black, and that is his choice, of course. Sure. And this wasn't breaking news; he'd written a book about it. Right. This isn't anything that I'm breaking. It's a fact, and I said, "You do you." But for me, I am so proud of all of me, and I want to celebrate both my dad and my mom. Like that's true diversity in America, I think, and I got the best of both worlds. And she was quite offended by that, which is fascinating.
Which is
an older
fascinating.
white woman.
I know,
that's
right?
Like,
Why is she believable?
How dare you
Yeah.
choose what you want to say?
That I want to honor. And then it's so funny. I didn't know this because it's a live TV. Behind me, there's a big monitor. All of us are sitting on the set. And I guess when I was explaining this, they put up a picture of my family with my black dad and my white mom and my 2 brothers, and we're a mixed family. So it only makes sense. And I thought, I guess I wish it had hit me then, the impact of something so simple. And then jumping ahead 5 years when the real chaos began, actually only 2 years when Trump was elected, and then everybody started melting down about that stuff. But if I had known then how crazy it would be to actually describe why I describe myself, how I actually am, I don't know. It was disappointing. So then we went in the back room in a commercial break, and it was dark, and I was standing behind her. And again, I didn't think it was a big deal. I just said, some people in the audience clapped. Others were like, am I allowed to clap? Because
so crazy.
we're great. And then she looked back at me and backed into me and literally
elbowed
elbowed
you.
me. And there's a trash can, and I got pushed into the trash can. And I was like, what is happening?
This is an amazing
And
story.
my girlfriend at the time, she saw the whole thing, and she was like, "Oh my gosh!" I looked to my right. Whoopi Goldberg is sitting in a little
whose side
private
was
little
she on?
area, and she saw it happen, and she called me over, and she's like, "That's BS. You don't have to take that crap. Come sit with me. I support you, and you're strong." No, she was wonderful.
I've actually heard Whoopi is pretty nice.
Yeah,
to her
I mean,
guests.
she really was. I don't know
Yeah.
what that would be like today because I've
Right.
really been critical of their show for many years,
Sure.
deservedly so. But in that moment, she was kind, and she saw the legend do that to me. And I was just going, I wish I had a video. Like, it was insane. But what am I going to do? Shove her back?
Yes.
Leave me alone, you old bag.
I just want to love to know what her reasoning is. Like, she asked you a question. You answered
pretty
it.
personal question.
A very personal
Right.
question.
I mean,
you answered it. It's
There's
your
no
choice.
wrong answer, by the way. This is mine.
It's your choice, and always leave it to an older white woman to be grumpy about your decision. It's
It was
fascinating.
fascinating. I think I was so naive.
I
then.
would have
just
treated that
didn't know.
different. I would have been like, hey, I'd have been bragging about it. I got elbowed.
By
Barbara
Barbara
Walters.
Walters. I know.
It'd be like us getting elbowed by Hank Williams. It would be.
And maybe get her to sign.
I'd be bragging about it.
I saw her about 6 months later
was mad at me.
at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, the only one I went to. And I saw her come down the escalator, and I remember being like, and I know her, and I just wanted to go say hi. And she looked at me, and she was like,
Oh, she carried her with her.
remembered,
now,
yeah.
again, she's 112. She might
Yeah.
not have remembered, but at the time, I don't care. You can disagree with me, and still, this is my thing. We can have very different opinions on politics and everything else, and still be kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
We've
and I think
lost
that's
that.
where I was so naive, where I thought, I mean, not just her, like more importantly, relationship, friendships, coworkers. I just thought, no, we're different. It's okay. And apparently it's not.
Well, we talk about it a lot. Like, it's a shame you can't just have conversation and agree to have different opinions, and then it shouldn't affect friendships or family, but it does, which is really sad.
It does, and it's worse than ever.
It is.
It's
Why
worse
was it worse than ever? How could it get worse?
There's just no going back, I think. It
Oh.
started probably in 2016, and it's just getting worse and worse.
I know.
I don't think there's any going back. I mean, not that some
It's
people
made
don't.
me a more pleasant person, though. Believe it or not.
Really?
Are you
It
sure
really,
about
no,
that?
it really has. No, it has.
This is breaking
because-
news.
No,
Actual breaking
on.
news.
It's like
Go on.
pleasant.
in my private life and everything else, it's made me a more pleasant person.
How so?
Like when you're
it's-
by yourself.
The back
No
and-
one's around.
When the back and forth is going, it's actually made. I go home feeling good about the way I believe, and even more today. The more insanity that I see out there, the more pleasant I become.
You know what? It does
It's
make
true.
you. I think for some things you're kind of like, am I losing my mind? Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And then the more chaotic it gets and stuff that's so basic common sense, like. Men can't have babies, guys. Men
How
will never
dare
be
you?
women.
What? Breaking news.
Leave.
I am triggered.
Cut. How dare you?
I'm
Jim,
so
edit.
sorry.
We
But
can't.
that's what I mean
We
when
can't
it's
risk
stuff
that
like
kind of
that.
talk on the show.
When it's stuff like that, then you're like, okay, you guys have lost your ever-loving mind. And so I understand that where you can just have
Yeah.
peace
I'm
because
going,
you
wait a
can't, if you're trying to convince me of that, then I'm out. And I don't even actually
And
want to talk
they'll-
to you.
Exactly right.
They will
Because
argue
you're
with you.
stupid.
They'll argue
Yes.
with you like, this is ridiculous.
It's entertainment now. It's fun.
This isn't a conversation. I mean, it's just insane.
All I can do is
talking about it.
All we can do is just pray for those people and go home and be happy. That's what I do now.
But you know what? I think the bigger thing is yes, pray for them, not but, and
yep.
They want the negativity. They want the divisiveness. They want the hatred. Like they do.
They feed
and you can look back, yes, Trump, and even there was some divisiveness with Obama, which to me, that is probably the most disappointing thing of his 8 years was an incredible opportunity to bring people together more.
Yes,
and I think he was much more divisive. And so, and I also said this in 2008, I did not vote for him, or in 2012, and I was still rooting for him because first of all, you have respect for who's the commander in chief, period.
1,000%.
Whoever's in the White House. And same thing with Joe Biden. I got to interview Joe Biden once on live TV. No, it was taped actually, but on ESPN.
You got to ask everything that you wanted to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, sure. But no matter who's there, that is our duty, I think, as Americans. Yeah. And so then, it didn't go as it should have for millions of people, 8 through 16. But then you bring Trump in, and that fairness and that sense of, let's just have America win, regardless of who's in there, that thought wasn't shared, I guess. And then the hatred came the second Trump walked down that golden escalator in 2015. And then you have the summer of love in 2020 and everything that happened during that time and with COVID. And that is when, for me, that was a huge turning point, when you're literally lying to our faces and then questioning us if we... not even questioning us, condemning us. If we asked a question about this crazy shot we have to take, but we don't know. And did you see what happened with Tulsi Gabbard recently? And as she stepped down on her last day as DNI to release everything with Dr. Fauci. And we'll never understand the millions and millions of people, not just whose lives were affected, but
you think it will all come out?
I think it is, and I thank God for Tulsi, who's a dear friend of mine, and I think she's just an incredible human. It's going to continue to. I'm glad that she released all that. The question is, will there ever be full accountability? When Joe Biden, that was one of the last things he did when he left office, right? Is to pardon him in every way. I don't know. There's got to be some way around it, because listen. Accountability matters all the time, especially when you're a leader. And I don't know that we'll ever be able to quantify the full damage. So listen, we're screwed in many ways. And at the same time, I still have hope. I'm so grateful to be celebrating America 250. What a blessing that we get to be alive during this time. And those people can be crazy. They can say what they want. But we know actually we're right. We're on the right side of history with some of these basic things about whether protecting women's sports, being able to have bodily autonomy.
Are you going to be here for 3 hours? Because we got a lot to get
to. You said something great, though, that we talk about a lot, and I feel strongly about. You said it, rewind 5 minutes when you said it, but it was great. Just the respect for the commander-in-chief, no matter who's in there, but respect for the office, respect for the process,
and rooting for the president,
and rooting for the country.
Come on, Joe.
So I feel that's when that's
Wake up.
It's just darkest. It's darkest right now, just because no matter, everybody's got their own right to vote for they want to vote for, but don't pull against the country.
Yeah. How about just little things like in the reflecting pool right now and people trying to make it dirty? You're
absurd.
What
the algae,
It's comical. If you don't laugh, you will cry, because it's just, we're so much better than this. And these people don't even realize that their freedom to say these things is because of that flag, because of the men and women who died for us to have the freedom. So I don't understand
very confusing.
One thing that's been so cool is, even if you're not watching the World Cup, is hearing all the people from different countries come and they are gushing over America.
Oh, yeah.
And they've been told a lie from our media as well. And they thought America's a terrible place and all this, and they love the people and they love the food, and they're more excited to be in America than Americans are.
I know. They were talking about the diversity of the country, the way you've got mountains out west and oceans in the East Coast, and then Alabama, the mac and cheese is so good. Like,
yeah.
And then Walmart, it's like a museum. They said, you know, like I really hope, to your point, that people who are a little bit, you know, negative about the country, we are absolutely imperfect. Always have been, always will be. But there's a reason why people leave and then they come back.
Exactly.
You know,
it's amazing.
And if you don't like it, please go. Like,
there's a lot of places.
Why do they hate it? Because it's so awesome. That's what I can't.
They're having a great time because I was in New York for the last 4 days or so, and
really?
And the games are going on, and every bar I was in, there's people from everywhere eating more chicken wings and pizza than I've ever seen. Just ordering it, like just loving life.
These tiny chickens.
They're loving it. They are. They're having it. It's a really great time.
It is.
Everybody's having a blast.
It is.
Everybody's having a blast.
And it's funny for non-soccer fans. All of a sudden, we're paying attention because of all the energy that comes with it. It's cool.
Yeah, it is fun.
And we're winning.
It's going to get tough. It's going to get tough. Yeah.
A little bit.
But it's fun to watch. I like watching the World Cup. So.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Soccer bores me to death.
Well,
this isn't like Little League. This isn't 4 and 5.
It bores me to tears.
It's pretty exciting.
The fake injuries
Didn't
and all
you
the
play
crap.
soccer?
It's not NHL. Yeah, it's the only time I got injured.
Well, football players flop too.
I can say that soccer is what led me to place kicking. So I'll say that
Yeah,
much about soccer.
you're basically a soccer player.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
Not
you're a
even
place
close.
kicker.
I don't fake injuries.
You're a place kicker.
But football players fake injuries too, though.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. They flop all the time. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
To
Some
slow
of them
down
might.
offenses.
At the end of the game, that happens.
It is annoying in soccer. I'll for sure give
my
you that.
God,
I mean, they do it in
yes.
basketball, but not to that level.
Very dramatic.
And I mean, it is dramatic. But these are they're all little guys. They kind of, you know.
What's your favorite sport?
Football.
It's
Let her answer the question. I'm sorry.
I did a lot of research. I'm sorry.
It has always been football. It has always been football. And then when I covered NBA for 10 years straight, really, I loved that because there's no face mask. You can really learn a lot when you can see expressions and faces, and when you can be so close. In football, you can never be close enough to really hear much, but when you're right there and you can hear the talking and you can appreciate the size of these people. We were just in 12 South the other day, and who was it that walked by? Randall. Julius Randall walked by, and I was like, oh, hey.
That's a big man.
Isn't he Kentucky?
Yeah.
Like, ew, I went to that. But I was like, you forget these are just, and for one thing to be big is another thing to be able to move the way they do. So for me, it's a true appreciation of the athleticism, and I don't think it's ever fully appreciated in the NBA, and then the NBA makes it difficult to love them at times based on some of the stupidity and the political divisiveness, fine. Yeah. But it's always been football. The change, the evolution lately is that college football. Well, I like it much better now.
I'm sure you do.
And it's really my husband's fault because he's really gotten me into it more. But I grew up, I didn't grow up around college football. And then I went to Indiana, so that was a basketball school until
the national championship.
You don't want to talk about this part.
I
do you?
want you two to talk about it.
We got enough, Crystal. We can talk about whatever.
I know, why didn't I bring my ring? I got...
No way.
For each one of us? You have
Sage, you don't have to do that.
We'll wait.
So
We'll wait. You sit in the car?
I'll be right back. Yeah. No, just because I'm so honored, honor of a lifetime, on the board of trustees at my alma mater, Indiana University, and so.
What y'all spend on NIL this year? I'm direct. Okay, it's like
nothing compared to Roll Tide.
Well, I don't know
Thank
about
you.
that.
Nothing. I mean, again, listen, you've been a professional organization for about 10 years now.
True. I won't argue that.
I mean, financially, a professional team.
Yeah.
That's why Alabama is so pissed at NIL, because now everybody can do it. And it's like they were just getting away with it.
They caught on.
No, yeah, but listen, I will say, and I got to know Coach Saban a little bit, and it just loved it. I thought my youngest was going there. I had her on campus. She met him, and we got to go. We got all these wonderful tours. Everybody's so kind. At the last second, she's like, I'm going to Oxford. So she's going to be a junior at Ole Miss.
Oh, no.
I know.
Like the number one
That's a fun campus, too, man. It's nice.
Oh, it's a gorgeous campus, but I do love Tuscaloosa. No, I love what he said when he stepped away. You know, I mean, he didn't want to deal with that business side of it. Was he dealing with it already to an extent? Of course. Yeah. I mean, all the top programs were. But it's another level now. And I do think it's sad Did Indiana benefit from it? Of course, yes. But I mean, it is what it is. I just think it's sad because there isn't the loyalty, and it's like, okay, oh, you're not going to play me, transfer portal out, and so now you're like, it's treated like college basketball in some ways, where it's a one and done.
Cignetti's got the respect that Saban got when he was at Bama. He gets the respect from his players. He's not a friend to those guys.
Correct. He's all business.
I love
he's a Pittsburgh
him.
guy.
I think he is.
And he is,
top notch dude.
He worked with Saban. I mean, he's just been. Can I brag though about one thing that's really special that I learned? Obviously, I'm biased, but the way it happened in Indiana, thanks to a woman by the name of Pam Whitten, the president of Indiana University, who came from being the provost at the University of Georgia. Also, I forgot where she was. What was it? Kennesaw State president. But she's from Tennessee. She's an SEC girl as far as her allegiances for her whole life. You can hear it in her drawl. She sounds like you guys. And she is the one that came to Indiana, I think it was in 2021, and said, you guys are crazy. You are not taking advantage of what college football is today. And not only is it amazing to build a competitive program, this helps the entire university. Right. The application rates in Tuscaloosa over the last 15 years skyrocketed when you had people from all over the country coming to Alabama. Because why? Because of football and what that looked like on TV to these kids and the experience. So she saw that and lived that and created it in Indiana and gave the athletic director, who's a classmate of mine from 1994, the green light to go get the right guy. She's the one, a woman, she's the one that saw Cignetti at JMU and was like, let me tell you why he's a good coach. Not just because he's winning there, but look at the structure. Look at where he came from, his tree. So she made this happen, and it's just super cool in college football. And
That's awesome.
Listen, you know me, male, female, I don't care. Just be qualified. We don't need any of that. Yeah. But she's the one that made it happen. And then you bring Sig in, and it completely changes everything. It is a family environment there. And is it going to last? That's the plan. But this is a different football world now.
I think we're going to have a different national champion every year from here on out.
I wouldn't mind that.
I really do. No, I don't either.
It's great. Great for the fan bases.
Yeah, it is. Sure. But I do think that Indiana winning, and there's never been a story like that. Really.
No.
I mean, I put my journalist hat back on, and I was like, okay, let's compare another story that's like that, where in college football, when you were the losingest program of all time in the history of college football.
We didn't even think about it. I mean, I didn't grow up with college football either. I've grown to like it, but like Indiana football? What?
It's a joke. No, it's a joke.
It's not even, it doesn't exist, right?
And nobody hates them yet. You know?
Right, and it's going to come if they continue. But what it did was it gave others hope and kind of an example from an administrative position to be like, okay, if you prioritize this, you know, the people will come, the fans will come, and then what else happens? So now we've got applications through the roof. We've got the business school, the music school that's benefiting from football. So the academics really win too. I didn't realize all this until I lived it.
That's incredible.
Wow.
Does that mean there's hope for Iowa State?
Yes.
I don't know if it does.
There's hope for your Cyclones.
I don't know if it does.
I think that's the cool thing about college football now. You don't know who's going to pop up next.
But hey,
if their locker room's in order and everybody's on the same page,
that's the thing. You need a Fernando Mendoza, and that's hard to come by.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's awesome, by the way.
Such a good kid.
How can you not like that guy?
How do you not? I know.
He's great.
That's why it was so nice to beat Miami in Miami.
Yeah.
So nice. I'm like, yeah, you're still the convicts.
Were you at the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was insane. I might have cried. Maybe.
So obviously, you know your sports. For people that might not know, you were on ESPN for 16 years.
Yeah. A little over.
They need her back.
Well, I guess we'll get to that because you mentioned COVID. Did you ever think Jay Cutler would change your life?
Go Vandy.
Nice
You
question.
just went right there.
I did. Nice. But I guess for people that don't know, you have made some comments about the vaccine and stuff. And did you know that when you were talking about that like, oh shit, that might come back, or were you just having a conversation and didn't realize it was going to have the effect it did until after?
I was a little naive in that moment. I will say the full context is that I had literally just come from the grocery store getting the shot. at a freaking grocery store. Think about that, guys.
To the
Let's
podcast?
remember, straight home, flipped up the lid of my laptop, plugged in, and did the podcast with Jay.
Okay.
It was the last day possible that I could have gotten the vaccine in order to be fully vaccinated by the deadline Disney gave all of us, or I'd be fired.
Yeah.
So I was emotional. I was mad. I was disgusted with myself because I caved. I felt like I had caved, even though I also knew in that moment I was doing the right thing. It was just me supporting all three of my kids. One was in college already, two were on the way. And I'm no different from millions of Americans, frankly, who had to make that choice. So I was hot and emotional, all the things. And so I came back, and it was a September day, and I still had like short sleeves on, and I had the Band-Aid on my shoulder, and I literally didn't even think about it. And then he asked me, and I was like, yeah, you can ask me about it. And so when I said it, what I said was, I think it's sick and scary for any employer to force their employees to do something to their bodies that they don't want to do. And I said, but I need my job and I love my job. This is my childhood dream. And so I did it and I complied, and next. That's it. Because, and I did think that, I mean, I bit my tongue. That was my, if you look at the video, I did a look to the left or right, and I took a deep breath. And I was like, let me just say this. I think it's scary, and I did it, and I followed the rules. So to me, that's what matters, that I followed the rules. And yeah, that didn't end up mattering to my bosses. So that's where it began.
What a crazy time.
Well, I mean, it was a crazy time. And the bigger, I guess, part of the story is ESPN and Disney, I guess, probably from above, deems that you can't have that opinion.
Correct.
Which is really sad. But if you had another opinion that might be something else or left-leaning, they'll let you say that. And they still do, as a matter of fact, which is crazy to me that they...
That's why I sued them, though.
And while you were still working there.
Yeah. So
how did that go over?
A little awkward. Every day to walk in and be on.
Did you have any friends there?
They disappeared pretty quickly. There were so many kind people who would find me like in the bathroom, in the girls' bathroom, and then they'd be like, "Thank you." Thank you for standing up and saying this. And they were afraid. People were whispering. And I get emails from people from their personal email, not the ESPN email, in case they were tracing things. Like there are so many people living in fear. And so that helped me so much to just hear other people who were like, okay, thank you. You spoke up for me. And that wasn't the intent. I mean, at first it was just like, I think this is crazy and BS, but I did it, So it turned into that because I was suspended and taken off the air for almost 2 weeks and had to do I lost a bunch of events that I was supposed to host. I lost certainly a lot of business deals on the side, and I had to give a public apology, a statement. And then Disney followed that with their statement.
It was beautiful.
It was a beautiful statement.
Yeah, you wrote it by yourself, I'm sure.
Yeah, let me tell you, that was a negotiation for sure. And I lost. Listen, at the end of the day, what happened was then you get really scared and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble. I really wasn't even grounded as a kid. I was like that nerdy, pleaser, kind, like never did anything wrong to a fault kind of kid. And so then it's like, oh my gosh, I've upset people and then I've hurt people's feelings. And then I also talked about this race story. The Obama story is the other story that I told on Jay's podcast that all of a sudden turned into Sage Steele thinks Barack Obama shouldn't say he's black. And Sage is, and I'm like, oh no, that's not. So those two things are why when I got the phone call from the boss, why I got pulled off the air, which is shocking. But
after the fact, did you go back in your contract, which I'm sure is crazy long, and find the clause where it says you can't express opinions even when you're not working? Because that was your off day.
It was.
But did you go back and find something where they explicitly said that you can't have an opinion on anything other than what Disney would allow?
I just hid under the table. I was so scared. And then when your bosses call you and they're like, everyone's mad at you and you need to apologize to your teammates on the show and producers and everybody's so disappointed. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry. Like I was just trying to, and then let me just go back to work. And I remember walking in there every day with such shame and my head down and thinking I had disappointed people because it was just a different time and I was scared and I had been I mean, I got pretty crushed by everybody within the industry and outside. The turning point was when I'm back to work, and they kept taking us. And I was like, well, I thought this was over. You told me to come back and we're done, onward. But they kept taking things from me. And then when my peers went on the air, and for example, during an NBA show, the host was, complaining and upset and almost in tears over Roe versus Wade being overturned. So we're talking about abortion rights on an NBA show, and that was okay.
On the air?
Live on the air.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or the alleged Don't Say Gay bill in the state of Florida during women's basketball coverage, and we're going to do a moment of silence. And then people giving their opinions, and then the black square. And so that was my thing, was if you're going to crush me for it, fine. I disagree, but fine, because I'm sure that it'll be equal as far as, how you handle this. But then, so I, was on an off day podcast, and I separated myself saying, this is just my opinion, not my company's, and I complied. They're saying that stuff on ESPN airwaves, and they kept doing it. Right. And there were a couple examples. I went to my bosses, and I said, are you going to talk to her about that? And they said, well, we did. I go, okay, did you suspend her? Did you make her issue a public apology? Well, no. So when that kept happening, I just had a decision to make. And let me tell you, it was one of the scariest moments of my life to say, I'm going to sue the company that pays me a lot of money that I've been at for a very long time. But, definitely David versus Goliath, Right. But I'll shut up after this. But I obviously made the decision, and I get choked up whenever I think about it, because the night before, you might have heard this, but the night before it was going to drop, the lawsuit, the headline was going to come out, I just talked to all three of my kids and was like, listen, this is what's going to happen, and I don't want you to think that you have to defend me, because anytime I said something, other parents or teachers, coaches would say stuff to my kids and get mad at them for what I said. And so I was like, you don't have to defend me, but if anyone says something, just remind them of the importance of diversity of thought, and that your mom has right to her opinion too, but don't defend me. And I was apologizing for what was to come. And my son, who is 17, looked at me and said, Mom, it's about time you stood up for yourself. Wow. Yeah. And that was the moment where I was like sobbing, because I realized two things. Number one, that even if I lost, I kind of won, because my kids saw me no longer making myself
What greater lesson
smaller.
can you teach your kids than that?
Exactly. So that moment changed me. And also just a lesson going forward. And that's why I try to share it to other parents. We think we're doing the right thing to protect our kids, to protect our family and loved ones. And what we're doing is we're actually being freaking hypocrites, because we're preaching to them to stand up and be strong and have tough conversations and be tall and defend yourself and defend your brother and then we don't do it in the most important times. It's understandable, because there's sometimes really big consequences. Yeah, right. But it's a cop-out. And so I knew then that I could never be quiet again. Do they wish I would shut up? Yes. A lot of things. But now it's too late. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, it's kind of benefited you guys too.
Yeah,
so let's.
Right.
But I do think there's some great lessons to be learned, and I have to remind myself, because I still get scared. Sometimes I'm going to post something. I'm like, okay, if I push send on this, I'll tell my husband. I'm like, you know what's going to happen if we push send. But guess what? Every single time, somehow I wake up the next morning and I'm still breathing, and I still have these important people in my life. Yeah. And once you learn to stop living in fear like that and do the right thing when it comes to standing up for yourself and others, everything gets a lot easier. Yeah. So I didn't mean to sue my company. And going to work every single day live on their airwaves with a pending lawsuit with Bob Iger breathing down my neck was not fun.
Yeah, I can't even imagine that.
All you need to hear is the word Disney, and
well, you couldn't even say Disney. You had to say the company, right? You couldn't say.
And that statement, Disney. You're right. God, you did your homework.
We need somebody.
I really
to do
appreciate it. Right? Not really a big deal, but.
But remember, look at Disney now. All of a sudden, they're starting to have common sense again. And a couple years ago, I think in 2021, they changed it. Yeah, they changed. Remember Mickey Mouse, when you entered, it was, hi, boys and girls. Yeah. Well, then he wasn't allowed to say boys and girls. And now, and it was, hi, friends, because you don't want to offend somebody that wasn't a boy or a girl, because they don't know what they are. So now we've brought that back. There's baby steps where you're excited. They're like, oh, he can say boys and girls again. This is a win. My God. Yeah.
I know, right?
Wow.
Now, you're pretty tight with Stephen A., right? What? Why are you laughing?
Because a lot of people ask about Stephen A. I love him. I do. And we have gone at it a lot, and we disagree on a lot, and we disagree on more than I think he'd like to admit.
He's a guy you love and a guy you can't stand all at the exact same time.
And he does it on purpose.
I know. I think he's the Trump of the sports world.
That's interesting.
I think he's the Donald Trump of the sports world.
Except well, a lot. No, except Trump doesn't care about pleasing both sides. Stephen A. does.
Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
He for sure does.
Yeah.
You'll see him do that.
It.
Yeah. He'll counterbalance himself.
He'll be like, okay, I've been saying a lot of nice stuff about Trump lately. Let me crush him. So that these people don't lose. Yeah, I think
he seems like a reasonable guy, though.
He is so smart. He works his butt off. I don't know anybody in this industry that works harder and always has. And he's extremely, he's just well-read and will spew facts. Does he get some stuff wrong here and there? Of course, we all do.
Right.
But he's very deep. You definitely do not.
What's a given?
I can't imagine. So I love him, but he was on my show a couple months ago, and it was like 2.5 hours. I mean, we had more. There's so much I didn't get to, and we laughed and we cried and we yelled and we screamed and we cried some more. And it was actually really healing for me because I hadn't been around really anybody from ESPN, and when something like that happens, you feel like everybody hates you, and then Stephen A. is the only one that is really publicly been okay standing next to me. You know, I give him a lot of respect. Like I just love that he doesn't care. Now he also has the power. Can you do whatever he wants? But he didn't have to. And he's a genuine guy.
It was fun watching his roller coaster of emotions through the Knicks postseason run. The ups and the downs. You know, losing his mind. You know, it was amazing. I mean, he's got to be.
He's so entertaining.
He has to be on cloud nine.
I think he will be forever because I don't think he ever believed that it could happen. Now, we need to make sure his Cowboys keep losing, though, right? In order for him to. I think he'd be annoyed if they started to win because he loves to troll them.
It's a great bit.
It really is. And so what? He takes his phone. Yeah. And then that laugh. Yeah. But he's so talented.
He really is. He's so entertaining.
He is so talented and smart and on my show, he told the story. I mean, he got basically fired by ESPN in like 2008 or 9 and had to go figure stuff out and work his way back. And did he ever?
Wow.
Yeah, that's great. Sure.
Yeah, it's super cool.
I don't think I realized that either.
No.
Yeah.
And weren't you the one, I forget what year it is, but you were talking to ESPN about not being political because you referenced Jordan, you know, like in the 80s saying, hey, Republicans, you know, buy sneakers too, right? But you kind of led that charge and they listened for a minute, right?
I begged them. It depended on who was in charge, you know. Listen, I think they've always known that. Bob Iger, when he was head of Disney for all these years, just stepped down for the second time very recently. I mean, when that's your leader, and he was considering a presidential run for a president in 2020, Democrat, like left. So if that's your leader and he's very vocal about it, then everybody else that is in a leadership position in the company naturally is going to probably stay quiet if they disagree with him. Yeah. So you get that. But listen, Jimmy Pitaro took over ESPN, leading ESPN in 2018. And he agreed. And then when George Floyd happened, everybody, I don't know, I try not to be vulgar.
It's just,
but nobody they all lost their balls. They all lost their courage to do the right thing, which actually is not that hard. I've always said this, people didn't come to ESPN to hear what we thought about politics. Yeah. Right. That was their escape. And to disagree with us and yell at Stephen A. or whoever it is, but we were there for one reason, is to tell stories about sports and highlights and interviews and post-game breakdowns and X's and O's. And then if you want that politics, you go to CNN, you go to Fox News. So we failed there. And then, and now I think they're maybe trying to reel it back in. But they've lost a lot of credibility. And it's just the problem. I hate it because it's self-inflicted. And it really was once the worldwide leader. I'm just grateful that I was there during the best time, and I got to be there and be dear friends with Stuart Scott and the GOATs.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that
right.
era is gone.
Yeah, it
Keith
is.
Olbermann, yeah.
The GOAT, the legends.
He was a GOAT before he lost his ever-loving mind.
Exactly.
He's psychotic,
He was. I know.
and he needs mental help. Like
Amen.
he is a disaster, and it's so bad. Like I just had to mute him. I don't block anybody. I had to mute him
Yeah, I think
because
most
he'd
people
come
do.
after
That
me
dude
about
is
once
insane.
a week,
Yeah.
and he would be like, "Here, Iger, let me help you fire her." And everyone hated her. No, but he literally lives in his penthouse overlooking Central Park, alone with his 8 dogs, and this is what he does. He just spews hatred from his multi-million-dollar balcony. So
He got a demon in him.
he was but
He does. He got a demon
he
in him.
was awesome.
He was on
in his day.
SportsCenter.
Was.
He
Was.
was awesome.
No, he was.
He was incredible.
We were those guys like on the road like forever.
We were ESPN demographic. We loved ESPN.
We were on the loop.
SportsCenter.
We were watching
Who
we were on the
didn't,
loop.
right?
We were watching it and watch it again and watch it
on
again.
the replay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we are the guys. We were
know.
the ones. And then like a few years ago when it got weird, it's like slowly realized I didn't watch it anymore. And then just recently, if I can suffer through the lacrosse highlights long enough, if I can fight my way through the WNBA at the top of the show,
Right?
if I can suffer
the show.
through the latest Caitlin Clark drama and get to the meat, it's still there. I feel like I'm slowly being sucked back in, and like the NBA finals were so good, hockey playoffs are so good, so that helped too. I was like,
Give me one current SportsCenter anchor.
oh, I don't know.
I don't either.
No.
Well, Scott Van Pelt does
Fine.
the
That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, but
He's
but
all over the place. He's
But-
And he has his
good.
own
No,
show. He's
but
another
there's no
level.
connection.
He separates
There's
himself,
no
I think.
connection like that
No.
anymore. Like I'm just newly coming back to the show to watch it. I'm actually watching it in the morning because it was serious. We on the road on the bus all day. SportsCenter till it's not replaying.
I
Yeah,
never watched
we
it.
all did.
I
It
don't
was
watch
amazing.
anymore.
We all did. I did. Like
I
filmed
watched
it in
Game Day.
college.
That's
like
it.
it was.
Yeah. I watched
college
and Herb
Game Day.
Strait
That's
is
it.
still. And let me tell you something. Reese Davis, incredible. The most talented guy
Yeah.
at the network. He can do anything. Herb Strait, obviously too.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
there's I give so much respect and love to Pat McAfee and what he has
I was going
created.
to ask you about
no.
Pat.
I listen. I think it's great, and he, and
He's
Stephen
found
A.
his
has.
lane.
He has, and he has so much power, you guys.
Oh,
but I
he's
love
got
it.
to.
But look what he does. He's created
Yeah.
jobs for so many
Right.
people. He brought them along, and they're all winning. So that was something smart that they did a few
think
years
so,
ago.
too. Yep.
And I love that. Listen, it's feast or famine,
Yeah.
right? Like your McAfee or Stephen A. or down there. I mean, when I was there, it was different. It was
Yeah.
more equal, and I'm super grateful for the role I had for so many years. But I just don't feel the need to watch anymore. And listen, that was happening before the world went crazy because of our phones, because of
Yep.
information being accessible immediately on your phone. You don't need to stay up till 11 o'clock to watch that highlight.
Right.
So because of that, there was cord cutting, and that's been an issue for years that they were trying to address. And I don't know that anybody could fully avoid that. So there were issues before, and then the rest were self-inflicted wounds.
Well, you're missing the ladies. How many brain freeze? She's doing her last.
Oh, Linda Cohn.
Linda Cohn is retiring tomorrow. It's her last day, I
Yeah.
think, right? But you talk about, I mean, the phones.
She's a legend.
She's a legend, and like Berman and those guys, like you would watch it for those personalities.
Yes.
And now those personalities don't exist. So it's like
Was that on purpose, though? Did they do that on purpose to try to... Because the
You know what the turning
personalities were
point
having
was?
too much power?
Yeah, in my opinion, yes. When Stuart Scott died,
Yeah.
that was the turning point. I was never told that, but from then on, there were no other, hires really that were
right.
high
Yeah.
dollar, and so you maintain what you have, which is Kirk Herbstreit, and Stephen A. and Van Pelt, like all those
Right.
guys who deserve it,
Right,
But then everybody else, you're bringing in at a different level completely. And Stuart had a lot of power. One of the things that one of the bosses always would say is nobody's bigger than the 4 letters. And I get that. And at the same time, if you have somebody like a Stephen A. that is that big, what Stuart Scott did to transcend the industry, guess what? They're going to go to you more because of that person.
Right.
So stop trying to be in control. Like, let the stars be stars, because the trickle down is everybody wins.
Yeah.
So they were really closed-minded about that. And it's too bad. That along with the divisive politics.
Well, for a long time, what's a bummer is I love those personalities, and so like on a Monday morning, football highlights, like I just want to see them.
Yeah.
I want every game, and I don't go there now because they don't give you all the highlights. They don't give you NFL. It's like they squeeze it all in. There's no personalities. Just NFL Network. You just go there. When I really miss,
which is now owned by ESPN, by the way.
What I really miss though, is the personalities though.
I know.
Like
Tom
they're
Jackson
funny.
and
It's
amazing.
Yep. And it's kind of the same we talk about with country radio DJs. Used to you would tune in to 98, listen to Jerry House, because you don't get a lot of you don't get a lot of them anymore. You get very little time for them to establish their personalities and stuff. It's kind of.
I feel like we're all kind of the same age. It's like that old man, get off my lawn, and
we're a lot like that.
Both ways
we're very much like that.
We'll talk about traffic here in a minute.
What?
We'll talk about traffic here in a minute.
Exactly. I'm that person too, though, because I long for those days. My oldest daughter is 24. She lives downtown Nashville, actually, too. And she's like, Mom, I think I was just born into the wrong generation, because she listens to the things that we say about just how it used to be. And I mean, that's not even considering our parents, right?
Yeah.
And just the innocence of it. And when, even with sports, where your high school football game every Friday was the biggest deal, but now, basketball, volleyball, you're playing AAU and travel. You're not playing your high school sports. And so just those old, simple ways are what I miss. And maybe if you live in a small town, then that happens. But I for the most part, I feel like that, and thanks to phones and technology, it's just, we're lucky we got to experience it.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Yeah.
Nice.
Everybody just has too much is accessible through the phone, and they miss out.
How do we stop it?
Look at it. It's right here.
I mean, it's.
How do we
I have a
go
25-year-old daughter, and she got rid of Instagram.
She did
on her own.
Really? Why?
Just sick of it. She bought chickens. They have chickens. Her and her husband, they bought chickens, and they do the farm thing. And
okay, and you know what? She's married young, so I think that is awesome, and it's a different perspective. Mm-hmm. Good for you. Good job. I mean, because her perspective is obviously very different and family oriented. It sounds like.
We're a tight bunch, and do
you have a son?
We have two daughters.
It's kind of cultish.
I'm just saying, my daughter's 24 and she's really cute, so you can help me out with the chickens, please.
It just took. I mean,
it's great.
Some of my jawing kind of helped a little bit, and I kind of went overboard a little bit, but she's she's an old soul, and it just. And she recognizes, she has a presence of mind to recognize what's going on in the crazy world out there. And she's like, you know what, I'm done with it. And
I think that's rare.
It is
at
rare,
her age.
It is.
That's huge. And does she want kids? And
Yep. So we'll see.
No, seriously, give yourself some credit there. I think it's just such a difficult.
Oh, Sage, stop it! Don't give him any credit.
Okay, I'm
he
sorry.
gets no credit.
I know.
Whatever credit goes to his wife, Lana.
Goes to
Okay, true.
Most of it does go to Lana.
But I would love to get rid of it, and part of it is our industry. Like, you have to have a social presence. And ask Dave, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I wish I could just throw this away. I don't want to care. I don't want to do it.
I know.
And then you're like, okay, I have to. And this is when you work for yourself, it's a whole new world. I didn't know how to. I'm still learning. You guys are a lot better at this than I am. Like, learning how to be a creator, which is such a stupid word. But just to be an entrepreneur. I don't know how to run a business.
Right.
He does, thank God. But I just, it's a whole new world that you have to do it to an extent. In our,
right. You
good
can't
for your daughter for not choosing something like that,
Yeah.
But when you're my age, you can't that's all I know for 30 years was media. And so I'm not going to, gonna become a teacher or something, which would be wonderful, but that's not my skill set.
Yeah.
The kids would laugh at me, and rightfully so,
Well, it's a necessary evil to what we do and to what you do. You have to be on it.
I know.
I find I get the burnout for sure. But unfortunately we're stuck with it.
Yeah.
With the Instagramming and the, whatever the kids do, TikToks and stuff, but have no choice.
Yeah.
If you're in a certain field, especially entertainment, and that's how the social presence.
It is. But I love, the hardcover, the albums.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And those things
Miss it.
that when you asked about music, that at the beginning, that was literally the visual in my mind was my dad standing in front of his record player, and he had the receiver underneath, and I remember what it sounded like when he flipped the thing on, and then it would
fire up,
and it was like, kids, don't touch that album. Don't touch it. You know, it was just such a wonderful, innocent time. I do think that there's ways we can preserve it. You know, continuing to talk to our kids about what it was. And even like we've talked about, okay, can we not bring our phone? Like my phone's my alarm clock, right?
Right.
How about we just go to Target and get an old school alarm clock and leave the phone out in the kitchen to charge? I don't know. It feels like...
Oh, yeah. But what if?
What if the kids go? What if I don't have a house phone anymore? Does anybody have a phone on the wall?
No. We actually talked about putting one in just for the heck of it.
Just as a gimmick?
Give the old one with
not the
long cord.
Not the cordless.
I know we have to unwind the cord.
Just
Let it
to show
spin.
you know, we've threatened the kids. We're going to show you what we used to deal with.
Dudes, we are old. Listen to us. Come on.
Remember
We've
when you
seen
could
it
pick
all
up,
without
you could
the
pick
cell
up the
phone.
phone if your brother was on the phone, you could go in the other room and like,
Oh, listen in. One line. It's amazing.
That was a whole night of activity right there. That was great.
see,
It's amazing.
simple entertainment.
Yeah.
It was very simpler.
Free.
I was telling my son that too. It's like we had to share a phone with, we had 4 kids within 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's like, oh my gosh, you have to share your phone
Yeah.
time.
Wait.
Get off the phone, I want to call, no.
How about long distance?
Dude.
Like
Ooh.
you couldn't call.
I just got anxiety when you said it. Long distance. We could have that long.
That's a lot of money to call long distance.
Oh no, it was like 45 cents a minute.
Yeah.
It was like, you can't call your friends. You write a letter.
Long distance.
But these kids don't know how to address an envelope. They don't know what a return address is. Like it's a problem.
yeah, that's so funny.
That's all right. China's going to shut it all down. That's all going to go.
It's true.
Power's getting ready to go off any second.
He brings us back to reality every time, doesn't he?
That's why we have him born.
Yeah, it's always a very
Are you a
optimistic
prepper?
outlook.
Do you have everything like
Prepper.
ready in your?
Like a doomsday
I've
guy?
got an AR. And
Hey,
a
I'm
couple
going to
pistols,
Neil's
and
house.
I'm not a prepper. I know how to hunt, and I know how to eat, and I know how to fish, and I know how to eat and prepare, and
You said eat twice.
we're good. Hunt, fish.
We get a lot of water and MREs.
Everybody's going
and
to be
stuff.
coming to my place.
Chickens, your daughter.
Yeah.
She's gonna provide the eggs
We're
for
going to
us.
be just fine if the
You
grid
know how
goes
to
Until they
down.
eat
start a
chickens,
fire?
then no eggs.
And sometimes we go, please, grid, go down. Sometimes we're
don't
like,
say that.
Oh yeah, we're like,
no, we don't need
because
that.
I'm ready.
Well, we don't need the grid to go down.
No.
And
like,
See,
I'm gonna be
let's
fine.
everybody relax. The grid's not. The grid's fine.
Well, see, there's the difference. Some people couldn't survive.
I can survive just fine. I just don't want the grid to go down.
We don't need that. Yeah,
Busy, got stuff going on.
Speak
Man.
about
different topic.
No, serious. I'm dead serious.
Let's talk about
It's
Sage
so-
a little bit. Let's talk about her show.
They're getting
Let's do that.
anxiety
that.
about
That's
the
a great
grid going
pivot.
down.
I
like,
know,
it
Jesus.
bother me a lick.
Let's move.
I'm sorry, that's my fault. I brought up the
No,
prepper.
see,
No,
you're in trouble.
no, that's
She asked me if I was a
Neil's fault.
prepper.
You know me now.
Yeah, you're already prepped.
I'm ready. Let's
It's
go.
like, yes, I am prepared.
It's all set. We're going to your house. But let's talk about Sage's show a little bit. What I do find interesting is the Sage Steele show. You can find it YouTube, wherever, Spotify, anything, right? And you have another podcast as well, the Actual Friends.
Actual Friends. I've been doing that for a little over a year with my actual friends.
That's a great. That's good. It's almost like this, except
It is.
We never have anybody on. This is it.
That's why I'm honored to come here. Dave Rubin, who it was his idea, and he's probably the one that has helped me the most since I started this crazy journey of my own show. And I actually started, Bill Maher is one of them.
That's what
initially.
I was going to lead
It's
into
crazy.
this with.
It's crazy. And I was on his show right after I left ESPN, and in the middle of it, twice he was like, you should have your own show. You want to have your own show? And I was like, he's high when he does these shows.
Right.
Like he is smoking
no
the
doubt.
entire time and drinking. And I'm like, he's not going to remember. And this is just a cool memory for me.
Yeah.
And he said it again. And then afterwards, he's like, let's do it. And I was like, oh my goodness. And so he was starting a podcast network at the time, Club Random. I was his first hire. You talk about diversity of thought. You talk about somebody who has evolved.
Yeah.
Amazing.
in a big way. He's fair. He's
Shockingly.
he doesn't have the TDS that he had when I met him. Like he was just off the charts crazy.
Oh, he was still calling him Hitler when that interview.
He told me, because I literally, he said, I don't care if Joe Biden's head was cut off and in a jar full of formaldehyde, I'm still going to vote for him instead of Donald Trump. And I was like, you are sick. And he did vote for a corpse, basically. Or no, that's Kamala. Same thing. It's fine. It's fine. But he, look what he's done since then. And so anyway, he started off, and I'm very grateful to him and always will be. He was kind and supportive. And then, listen, it's all about who's running your business. And so he no longer has that podcast network. And I left just probably September of 24. Just didn't feel great, but had his, support in departing, and just went on my own and thought, all right, somebody else will pick me up because this is expensive and I don't know how to do it. I'm glad I don't have advertising. I don't know how to monetize. I don't even know what these words mean.
Could you help us?
How do you wait? How do you monetize?
Yes, we have some ideas. Yeah.
Let's go back to monetize. Shades, everybody. Jim, hit double record.
Dave, can you help us?
Come on, I'll pull up here, Dave.
Yes. I was like, what is this crap? So I never got picked up by anybody. And during that time, I was like, I'll just support myself for a few months and figure it out. And I was actually coming here I lived in Florida. I was coming here to Nashville because I thought, a lot of people come through here. I can maybe get some guests here. I rent out a studio downtown, and then the studio plus insurance on the studio, and then a separate camera crew and a separate light crew and a separate audio guy, because I'm coming from network TV where it's like everything is the best quality. Yeah. And then I'm like, how much is this? And so we figured out that that's not how podcasts have to be run. But I did it for 6 months by myself, and then someone offered to bring me on under their umbrella, and I was like, no, I can't. If I've survived for this long, let me keep trying it. Why am I going to give part of my show away when I've supported myself barely? Yeah. And so it's been such a blessing to, again, take another chance on yourself, and then slowly but surely build a team. But just getting to have conversations with different kinds of people, that was the whole goal from day one, which I loved doing on SportsCenter. I loved having conversations and getting more than just the X's and O's. I want to know your why. I want to understand you as a human, not just your job, your resume, whatever it is. So that's been great. I mean, there's a lot of people who won't talk to me because once you're put in a little box, then...
So that's what I was going to ask.
So toxic.
I mean, if you're considered conservative,
you're
not going to get a lot of people that think the other way on your show, or at least we found that out.
Yeah.
And it's hard in the music business because there's a lot of people afraid to even... be associated.
Yeah, that's right.
But
do they
we can
say
hey, we're going to talk about music.
Are they like, hey, I love you guys, but
no,
sure. No, there are definitely people that won't. There are definitely people that won't come on.
Oh, there's people. Just for example, there's this in Jason's band, I play bass, right? So there's this podcast that's wanted to have me on, talk about bass, talk about the albums, and they just went completely dark right when the song came out. And so I was like, oh, it's interesting because I had supposed to do it and had the date on and kept trying to get hold of them. And I finally got an email back saying, we just can't be associated with the song. And I'm like, wow, you're going to wipe out over 20 years of conversation on actual, good topics. And I can offer advice, it went from being totally stoked and me agreeing to do it to, can't have you on, which that stuff's happened. I mean, it's really affected Jason. I mean, ever since the song, since that we haven't really, everything's going great as far as making the albums and the songs are hits, but we don't really play it. We're not asked to play on television much anymore.
And we can say this now, but when it came out, excuse me, Kimmel said, hey, he's got to put out an apology or he can't play the show anymore.
We played Kimmel 15 times probably. Yeah. And always had a great time. Kimmel and we just recently, this past
you didn't lose anything, by the way.
No, of course we didn't.
Well, I know, but still, when you're creating music, we're used to playing on television. We've been doing it forever.
Yeah.
So it's fun and it's getting your music out there. This year, on is it New Year's Eve this past year, we finally did TV again on ABC, and it was okay, well, this is great. It was turning back around,
right?
But it's just weird to. All these shows with Fallon and Kimmel, and we played them all. They were friends. Gosh. We played them so many times.
It makes me so
that we
sad.
started our career on these shows. I remember playing all those shows in 2005 and 2006. And so anyway, but
it was,
what?
The whole controversy thing about the song made it what it was. They could not kill it. They tried to kill it, and the whole controversy thing made it as big as it was.
Yes.
And so at the end of the day, your situation, it helped you.
It did, and I don't know. I know that from a business perspective, maybe this doesn't matter as much, but you really do learn a lot about who your friends are.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
my God. Oh, yeah.
Oh, we did a lot of learning.
Yeah, who's got your back?
I think it's a blessing.
We did so much learning.
It's 100% a blessing.
It is. It doesn't mean that it feels good or it's easy. It's super uncomfortable, and you're disappointed in so many people.
Yeah.
I also will say I've lost a lot of respect for a lot of people who preach about, oh, no, diversity and tolerance and equity and acceptance, except if you write that, and then for them to back away, we can't touch that. How about have you on that podcast just to talk about the why behind the song?
Well, say
and like tell the story instead of like running away. So this, when I say lack of respect that I've lost it, is because these people live in fear. These are grown men and women who are afraid to have a conversation. So I'm like, good, dump me, fire me, don't be my friend, fine, because I want to surround myself now with people who have, and again, courage is too strong of a word. The courage is our military men and women. Like that's firefighter. Like that's where courage really is, which makes this even more pathetic. Honestly, like I just can't. These people are weak. Yeah, they're weak, and again, business perspective, fine. There's a way to do it. They don't have to say, that's my favorite song ever. But they can talk about the why behind it. And even if they disagree, be like, let me tell you how this made me feel. But to not even have the conversation.
I would love to defend our song to some people. I'd love to have somebody on that did not like our song and thought it was offensive and racist and everything else. I would love to have them on.
Well, and we get to, Neil and I, at lesser scale, obviously, with these guys in Aldean, but we play a lot of corporate shows. We've lost a lot of corporate shows after they've hired us, then they do a deep dive, somebody does, and then they come back, and then you're not playing that corporate show anymore.
Have you signed that contract? Do they still have to pay you?
No, but it's like you knew it was in. You know, you've already had all the meetings with everybody anyway.
You've been to one, though, where they asked you not to play it when you were already there, getting ready to go on stage.
More than one. Somebody will come up, the event planner or whatever, and
they'll get the finger from me.
Just say, hey, thanks for being here. It's not happening. Me and my husband really love that song, but don't play it tonight, hon, okay? And then I was like, crap. But we do get the chance to tell the story, and we've played it many times. People that hate the song, they don't like it at all, but we get to tell the story, and inevitably they'll come up at the end and say, hey, so really glad you told that and a story about Try That in Small Town. And I've said more than once, oh, I'm glad you really liked the song. He goes, no, but thank you for telling me the story. So at least appreciate
at least they were honest.
And they at least heard where it came from, where it came from a place of love and protection. Yeah. And so it's always good.
I just find that at least the conversation was had, and they'll listen. I just find there's just so much hypocrisy in what is and is not acceptable. And literally we can hear these rappers, these male rappers, and saying the most disgusting, inappropriate, like terrible things. And I'm not like a prude, but like it's completely off the wall, insane, unnecessary. Yeah. And that's fine for our kids to listen to, and make it
very
make
confusing.
Sense. It is. And so at the end of the day, guess what? That's their right. It's their right to say, please don't play that song. Mm-hmm. It's their right to not have us on their shows. And that's okay. Because we do take a chance when we write certain music, when we say certain things, have certain opinions. Yeah. I mean, you're taking a chance, and I'm okay taking those chances now. I will say again, look at the million. I mean, we remember the ones that, hurt us or whatever, shut us down, were negative, but the millions of people who are like, thank you, you're speaking for me. Mm-hmm. I mean, can't even compare those numbers, right?
Right.
The numbers of the people who are like, yes.
Yeah.
That is what we got to remember sometimes,
Amen.
I feel like we're in your podcast. It feels
good. I know it. Why are conservative women so much more attractive than liberal women inside and out?
Well, liberal women, they can only shop at one place. They all dress exactly the same. Target? I don't know where they get their I don't know where they get their clothes.
I don't get that though. But you can start seeing it. But liberal women, their like faces are getting warped, and they have darkness. They have black eyes, and they're just like they're starting to warp.
I will say, if you watch the women on Fox News,
I'm just saying,
watch the different types of. See, here we go.
Let's go
on Fox News versus MSNBC or CNN. It's just very. I don't know what it is, but it is.
There's
it is
darkness.
Interesting.
I'm telling you, there's a darkness going on.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
The thing is, it's like, to me, it shouldn't be conservative or liberal. It's literally common sense.
Yeah.
To me, that's
actually what
it
I mean.
is.
We, listen, we're musicians and songwriters. We tell people this all the time. We talk about politics.
We're not
but
newscasters.
really, it's more about common sense.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's that?
I mean, yeah.
What do you say? What?
Neil, I don't know. He's talking over there. I can't. He's throwing my game off. No, it is common sense.
It is.
And lack of it, and it's just very confusing.
But I will say that's why I really enjoy being in Nashville. I always thought, that'd be kind of a cool place to live. It's not where I spent almost 17 years in Connecticut in the Northeast New England. Never again. And I also live in South Florida, which I love.
Yeah.
But this is it's got a nice balance with the seasons. I can still have some fall and winter. This ice storm last year, I could do without that.
Yeah.
That's a bit. Talk about the grid shutting down. I mean,
that was a little
okay.
probably
That's
won't
a little bit
happen.
much. That'll never happen
that
again.
was very
Once
pretty
in a
rare.
lifetime. But the people, and certainly there's pockets, and you're in a blue city. But I mean, that's the only part of Tennessee, right? That's like that.
Yeah.
And I really love the pride in our country for the most part throughout this area. I really feel fortunate.
Well,
to
Nashville
be here.
needs more people like you here.
We're glad.
Moving
I
here.
agree.
We're glad
No,
you're
I'm
here.
kidding.
That's a great segue,
No,
actually,
thank you.
Nashville and loving the people, because we talked a little bit as you walked in about your newlywed husband and how you met, who I guess is from Nashville.
Dave.
Kinda.
Give us a
You've
story.
been here long enough.
Give us a
Okay.
story, because
This
you
is-
said it was good.
This is the coolest story.
Okay.
Now, even if you don't think it's cool, you have to be like, yeah, that was cool. Just say yes.
We'll
you're
just
right.
nod.
I was
Okay.
here. Yeah, that's what I say. Just smile and nod. Smile and wave. November 12th, 2024. No, I was at, obviously single, and one of my girlfriends, her husband couldn't come, and I was literally always everybody's favorite plus one. Like, oh, Sage will go. She's single. And then my last kid had gone. I had 3 kids in college at the same time in 24.
Wow.
Why I needed that ESPN job.
Yeah,
Shaking.
Yeah. And so I was, alone for the first time ever. And so I just said, I'm going to say yes to everything. And so my girlfriend said, hey, I have this charity event that I need to go to. And my husband can't come. Will you come? So I got on a plane. It was a week to the day after the election. I've been on the road as a surrogate on the campaign. I never thought I'd be, anything political, and I'm on Trump Force One, sitting this far from the president on the last, the morning of the election. I mean, with him, it was insane. I'm thinking it was such a God moment. This is crazy how all this has happened.
Yeah.
And so I'm still on this high after the election, and I say, yeah, I'll go to Nashville. And so it's the Tomahawk charity, which is it's for veterans.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Yep. And so Katie knew I was an Army brat, and I was at this, I'm at the cocktail hour, and this tall drink of water walks up to me.
Hello, Dave.
And he said,
That's you, Dave.
hi. This line, it's pretty good. It worked, I guess. He's like, hi, my name is Dave, and we have something in common. And I was like, good Lord, what is this? Some cheesy ass line this is going to be. And he said, I used to play high school basketball against your brother in Kansas. And I was like,
Nice
and he
work,
named
Dave.
the gym.
Nice work.
He named the gym. And I was like, okay. So ends up, both of our fathers were stationed in the military at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas in the early 90s. And so he named the gym, and I was like, yeah, I used to drive my brother to that gym. And he said, and our mothers used to volunteer together at a convent for retired nuns in Leavenworth, Kansas.
Can't make that up.
No. So I said, what's your last name? And he
Dave,
told
that
me.
is a good bit.
Yeah, that's
He
great.
did his
He did his homework.
He did his homework.
That is a good bit.
And I asked his last name, and I was like, oh, your mom is Ann Barbuto? I knew right away. So we're just chatting, and then we go sit down for the dinner. And he went to his table, and Katie looked at me. She's like, who was that? And I'm like, you're not going to believe this. I was like, and she goes, he's cute. I was like, I know. I mean, it was a little dark, but I think
Y'all sound 16.
I was a 16-year-old. Girls are girls, okay?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't care if we're in our 50s. Girls are girls. And so, later that night, there was a post party somewhere. I don't know. I guess it was probably near Broadway. I have no idea. I lived in Florida. I was just visiting. And so I ended the night, and we're all getting ready to head down there. And I looked, and he was kind of standing alone And I was like, oh, let me go over it. I am super traditional and kind of shy when it comes to that stuff. I have no game. Like but I was like, he's really cute. And so let me go say hi. And I was like, hey, are you going to the post party thing? And he's like, yeah. And his line now is, when I said that, he's thinking, well, now I'm going.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. So we went down there
maybe.
and we talked. And like when I walked into the bar, I saw him and I was like ready to, and I'm like, wait, okay, hold up, Sage. Like, play a little hard to get. Let's just not sprint over. And so anyway, we ended up talking for 2 straight hours. And like halfway through, it hit me. And I was like, oh my God, this is my person. And I had to excuse myself. And I was like, I need a drink. I'll be right back. Do you want anything? So I went and grabbed a couple. I'm in line getting a drink and one for him too. And I look over and my girl, Katie, is talking to him. And I was like, oh gosh, because she's very protective of me. And she was like, hands on her hips and like looking him up and down and like totally judge. And so I came back over. He had gone to the restroom and she looked at me and she's like, you're going to marry him. Don't screw it up.
Wow. What?
And I looked around and I said, I know.
Dave, you gotta be honest, you're setting the bar a little high for the rest of us.
Yeah.
So
Dave, I need you to leave the studio.
I know.
Jim, edit all this out. Dave's no longer welcome.
That was November 12th, 2024. I saw him again on December 12th because I came back here to tape some shows. I taped a show with Gary Sinise that day, I think, and Kathy Lee, and like some wonderful people I've gotten to meet here. And we got engaged on April 12th, exactly 5 months to the day, and we got married on September 5th. Here at Diamond Creek Farm. So 10 months after meeting, we were married.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah, but I will say, like, 2 things. I mean, we both been through it. You know, I was married for 20 years. He was married for 17 years. He has 2 kids. I have 3 kids. It's been a journey for both of us, for everybody, for the kids, for everybody. And so that's, you know, this is definitely a second chance that I didn't know I'd get. Didn't think I'd be, I guess we got married when I was 52. And I was like, I'm like, oh, I should just keep it small and just like, you know, wear a little, no, 200 people, black tie, big white dress. I'm like, we're going to do this. We're going to do it the right freaking way.
Let the world know.
And then we're like, wait, how much did we just spend on this thing? And that day, the wedding week, it was like Thursday to Sunday. It was kind of a whole celebration. His mom and my mom were reunited for the first time in 32 years.
Oh, come on.
Meant to be.
That made the whole show right there.
They'd stayed friends this whole time. So the next morning after I met him, I'm in the hotel room with Katie, and my mom calls, and she's like, did you meet a Dave Barbuto? And I was like, what? He went home. He texted his mom texted my mom texted me. And 32 years after they met and stayed friends, we had never met. Like, this isn't an accident. There
ain't no God.
I know. Listen, there were nuns involved in this whole thing. So it's been chaos. It's been a blessing. He's the reason why I live in Nashville now. And you just never say never, you know?
Dave, you're welcome anytime. Bring those stories, buddy.
He's so
you're really
patient,
tall,
though.
so
I'm crazy though. Like, I'm a lot. I don't think he knew. We didn't date long enough for him to realize what he was getting himself into, and now he's stuck. So
everybody's a lot. You learn everybody's a lot, man.
That's right, Kurt.
Come on.
Yep.
It's
a lot of fun.
I never thought you fell in love or you fall in love. You're always falling in love because you're just like, I'm still learning about my wife. After
How long have you been married?
33 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we still learn. So
But it is definitely, work. You know, and of course, and it's so cliche, but
he's still here, by the way.
I know. He's right there. I know.
Hey, Dave's right there.
I'll tell you later. You know what we did today, though? For the first time, my dad gave us this devotional. Actually, gave it to me and my brothers 3 or 4 years ago, and he gave one to Dave and me, and it is Dave and me, right? Grammatically,
it doesn't matter.
Me, it is.
It is Dave and me.
You're in Nashville.
Yeah.
I know, you don't have to care.
Me and Dave.
And so we've been doing this morning devotional read. It's pretty quick, like it's 1 page because my ADD. I'm like, okay, let's go. And then we have a moment and say a quick prayer afterwards. And I've never done that with other people before. It was always a private thing.
Yeah.
And it didn't always go well because I would be inconsistent. So you have accountability. So for the first time today, a little bit scary, we did it on camera, like did the reading and then talk about how the reading affects you, how you interpret it, and posted it. And there's going to be some hate, but at the end of the day, like, I just feel lucky that I got a second chance at this. And I know that faith has to be a part of it for us and for our kids to see. And so we're going to post them every day and just see what we do.
Today was the first day you did it?
Today was the first day we did it. Publicly, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
so like, why not? You know,
Couples that pray together stay together.
Yep.
That's what I hear. And I'm excited to you know, but as a Catholic, I know we got to go. As a Catholic, I'm sorry, I talk too much.
No,
like, it's
fine.
a private thing, and you do it, and you do it to and you don't pray out loud per se unless you're at mass. And so this is scary for me. The first time I ever prayed out loud was at a NASCAR race when I was asked to give the invocation in front of 100,000 people live on Fox TV. And
first time ever.
Yeah. I was so scared when they asked me. I was like,
of course,
absolutely not. Like, no, there's no way I'm going to pray out loud, much less on national TV in front of, like, as the race is starting. Are you kidding me? I'm not a preacher. I was scared. I wanted to vomit. And I said no. And then I called her back because I'm like, okay, God is putting this in front of you for a reason. And it had to be exactly 34 seconds because we had the flyover. We had all this stuff. It's live on TV. And I think for prayer, if you read it, anyone can read it. Yeah. It had to, in my mind, come from here. And so I thought for a long time, one of my girlfriends was a theology major, and so she helped me, like, form the right words, and then I memorized it. And so as I'm being introduced and going out on stage, like, I've done a lot on national TV, 20, 30 million people, NBA finals, whatever. Oh, I've never been more scared in my life. And as they're getting ready to introduce me, I was in the back shaking and practicing. My mind went blank. Every word that I'd memorized was gone, and I literally almost ran. I was just going to run home, to the gas station, anywhere but there. And I took a deep breath, and I said, okay, Jesus, I trust in you. And I walked out there, and they gave me the mic, and I closed my eyes, and somehow every single word that I had memorized came out verbatim, exactly 34 seconds. And
he gave it to you.
And when I walked off that stage, I just, like, sobbed because it was so scary to say yes to that and to be vulnerable. And it was like, and I had crew chiefs and drivers later coming over to me being like, so these moments when we have fear, whether it's that or writing the song that really speaks to us or suing your company or whatever, just do it. Just do it. But, like, there's been so many God moments since I left and during where I just now know that, like, just try it. Yeah. So now, yes, we have to pray out loud. We have to share what it means to us, and there's no wrong answer with how you interpret.
You're so right. We sing in front of thousands of people. We perform in front of thousands. You speak in front of thousands of people, and the only reason we get nervous with a prayer is because we don't feel like we're worthy. It's the only reason.
Well, that and
You're
sometimes
so right.
praying corporately.
It's true, but you are, and we are.
Yeah,
we're not, but we are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he's calling us to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then I don't think we realize the impact by doing it.
We're never worthy, but
right. But the impact, and then what that can do, and just in the couple of messages that I was scrolling through today, so many people saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm buying this now," or "Thank you for putting this out there and sharing." I'm like, because it was today I was like, okay, if I push send, we're gonna get some crap for this, and, like, you never know. And then, okay, who cares if you do?
Exactly.
So there's just so many lessons. But I love that you all lead with that too. You know, that's another nice thing about being in this part of the country. Yeah. Where it's okay to talk about God.
Yeah. And people get really offended. Some people get very offended when you do.
Let them.
Well, when they get offended, you know it's real.
Yeah.
Well, it takes practice. Like, even if it's with your spouse, like, praying together, it's not comfortable in the beginning because it is a private thing. And I think some people get caught up in hearing other people's prayers and, like, man, I don't know how to pray like that. I don't know how to say the exact right things. But even the Bible says that studying the Bible is a discipline, same as prayer. It's a discipline. It's kind of like working out.
Yeah.
So you just set a time, say, hey, we're going to do this, and then it gets easier over time.
And trust that what's going to come out is what's supposed to, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to sound like a preacher.
Yeah, you're just talking to God.
It's just
and He wants
yours.
to hear you.
And it's amazing how the right words do come out because there's no wrong words.
Right.
Are there?
I'm with you. I understand what you're saying. I'm Irish Catholic, so raised that way since I was a kid. So it's a different thing. When I moved to the South when I was 20 or so, 21, remember my first girlfriend, they'd pray, and I was like really almost sweating.
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
oh yeah. Don't call on me. Don't
wait. What we're doing here, this isn't structured. You know what I mean? You just get used to that comfort zone of that. So it is a whole different thing though. I remember just like shaking, like, oh, say the prayer.
That's not what we do.
I don't think so. I need a confessional. I need a curtain. I need privacy.
Somebody pray for me before I pray.
I got one. There's one woman in my comments that it was like, I'm really disappointed you've gotten away from your Catholic faith by doing this. I'm like,
that's weird.
Really?
Well, that's not even.
Well,
that's
she
not,
said because Charles F. Stanley, the one who wrote this devotional, who's just incredible. I guess he was Protestant, or the book was based in more of the Protestant faith. I didn't know that. Yeah. And so apparently, she's saying you should be doing this from Catholic devotional, and I'm like,
we're all doing the same thing. We're all doing the same thing. We're all trying to do the same thing.
And I think we're praying to the same God.
We don't need technicalities here.
Allah,
yeah,
okay?
No more technicalities.
I'm saying, so I just but those are the kind of people that kind of ruin it for others, where it makes them feel judged, and so they run away from it. Go ahead, let her say that though, and this has been a cool.
Good for you.
I know. I'm learning.
Good for you.
That's really awesome.
Thank you.
Really awesome.
Really cool. And yes, I'm a redneck who likes NASCAR. Absolutely.
Yes.
My first ever NASCAR interview, Dale Earnhart Sr.
Oh
my God! I read that. Wow. I did read
in
that.
person.
Come on.
The Brickyard.
Did you watch that documentary on him? It's so good. It's on, I think, Amazon Prime.
Oh, really?
On Earnhardt. It is spectacular.
If
you haven't seen it,
I have not.
It's
good. He put his arm around me.
Oh, that is amazing.
Just because I was this young reporter, and at the Brickyard, this is like 95, 96. I mean, young, right out of college, and I didn't, especially then, exactly blend in at a NASCAR track. It's different now. Then it was very.
Oh yeah.
So, but I asked a good question. I did my homework, and I asked a good question, and then I said, "Can I ask you something else? I'm not real sure about this." And he liked that I acknowledged that I was clueless, you know. And he's like, "Yeah, ask me." Brought me and my cameraman into his trailer, and we sat there for almost an hour, and he just talked and answered questions.
That's amazing.
I knew who he was, of course, but I mean, later, more and more, the magnitude that the biggest star in the sport took time for some kid. Honestly,
that's cool. That's
so
a great. What a memory!
I know, but the people have always been so kind in NASCAR, and now the people get like the diversity. I mean, they go to the NFL Combine to recruit guys, right, for the crew, the crews. Right. So people say, "Well, no, like take a look. These are true teams.
Yeah,
football team, NASCAR. There's no difference, and they're just really good, brilliant people. So Yes.
Yeah.
See you at the track, right?
Yes, at the track.
ESPN needs you back.
No, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Do you have 7 minutes?
Yeah.
This is our favorite. We have to do this segment.
We have a weekly segment, and it's just more than fun. It's called DipShidiot. It's people that do stupid shit.
People that annoy us. People that annoy us.
People that annoy you. It could be people that talk on their speakerphone in public.
Oh,
you could have had one on the way here. You could have passed one. You may remember. Somebody cut you off.
Be thinking as the rest of the table goes.
Okay.
We'll try to keep it.
We'll try to keep it concise.
We'll try to keep it concise, which we don't normally do.
And you can ask Dave if he has one. He can share one.
Yeah, Dave.
He's so patient, kind. He doesn't get annoyed with anything.
I can tell you, he seems very.
He's so chill.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So chill.
Kalo,
9 months now.
Married 9. Yeah.
Why don't you? Why don't you go first?
Okay.
And give her a good example. Better be good.
It's not amazing, but it is.
Well, that's a good setup. Way to go.
That annoys me. Yeah, but now the expectations are so low. So now.
Way to set it up.
But no, it's like when you have a good when you have an idea, like in somebody says something, you say no. What if we did this? And then the person who's in, I can only do one quote. Charge. They say, you know what? That's actually a really good idea.
Actually
being
the key word
is the thing that that bugs me, and people say it all the time. It's like, so you're amazed.
Yeah, there's
that I came up with something.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
Kayla,
yes,
that's
yes.
good.
And so that's one for
Didn't
me.
they? They must not know that Try That in a
bugs me.
Small Town was your idea.
They didn't know.
They
Hey,
did.
that's
I
actually
know.
a good DipShidiot
Yeah.
of the week.
Yeah.
So that's mine.
That's good.
Actually.
Yeah.
Actually.
Okay.
Hey, that's actually a good idea. Yeah, you're
Actually,
right.
yeah.
Well,
I'm
it's
I'm
backhanded.
I'm gonna piece
stunned.
myself.
It's totally
just
back.
trying
See,
to
it wasn't
say
bad.
It is, yeah. Like passive
It's pretty
aggressive,
good.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay. Shoot. That's
TK,
good.
you got one?
Of course, I always have.
You got
hundreds of
one?
these.
You want me to go?
Let's give it to TK.
I've got so many. Real quick.
He does.
Always. So I love movies. Love going to movies.
Yeah.
I love theaters. I love going to see the movies. Always have. Love it. I don't know when someone's going to learn. These people are going to learn. You got it. You get your popcorn, get your Coke, maybe some candy, depending what you want.
Sure.
Okay.
We're
Listen,
there.
if you're there, it amazes me. There's always one guy at the quietest part of the movie is going to choose that time to shake up his popcorn, open up the candy, get all noisy
I can't
in the
do that.
quietest time.
Most important.
I can.
Look, for one, it reminds me of a story real quick. Do you remember when we went?
I
and
know
saw-
what you're gonna say before
We went
you
and saw.
even say
We
it.
went and saw.
Yes.
In 2004, Passion of the Christ
Yes.
came out.
Oh, yeah.
Very intense movie.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, it's not the kind of movie you go and get M&Ms and like
They shouldn't
huge-
serve food.
That
You're right.
movie.
You should be
That movie.
fasting.
That
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
That movie. I brought a bottle of water. All right, water, and it sat
Yeah.
there.
Nice
right,
one.
Dave.
Good job, Dave. But there was a guy in the Passion of the Christ, right before the crucifixion scene, is layering up his butter.
Oh my God.
And I'm not kidding you. And so the other night it happened again. Look, quiet time in the movie. Don't stick your hands in the M&M bag. It's all noisy,
Never
shaking
fails.
up your butter, drinking your empty Coke. Just read the room.
I'm telling you. It's a lib. I'm telling you. It's a lib. It's got to be.
It's true.
I'll make it political every single time. That's a freaking lib.
I don't know, but it's annoying. That's my quick
love
one.
it.
They don't
It's
care.
true.
I like it. Neil, go.
Nah, just people in the country, leave your dogs, pin your dogs up.
What are you talking
And my
about?
daughter's got she's got 3 limping chickens. One's got a broken leg, and it's just from one of the neighbor's dogs down the road. It's like people out in
The
the
dog
country.
broke its leg? The chicken's leg?
The chicken, yeah, they attack the chickens because they let their dogs run free. It's ridiculous.
Really?
Yes, it's horrible. They let their dogs run free. You're out in the country, you know. They think everything. They'll come back. They run wild for all day, and then they come back and pin your dogs up. I'm serious because here's the
expecting
thing.
this one.
Here's the thing. It's like I hunt a lot, and I'm an outdoorsman, so I do know that if you spend a lot of time on your property planting food plots and you spend a lot of money getting ready for hunting season and stuff, and then stray dogs run up, they're not going to come home. I'm not saying that I would do it. I'm
And
just
we're
saying,
taking a break. We'll be right back.
you obviously don't know what I'm talking about. I'm serious. It's like you pin your dogs up.
Well,
I don't care
it
if you live in the country.
ruins as you're getting ready to hunt.
Yes, it
Yes.
ruins everything.
They
They're
run away
running
and-
wild.
Yes.
I've got a buddy that has a big place. I won't name names, but he has a big place, and he sets out coyote traps on his property everywhere to keep the coyotes from eating his chickens or eating his chickens, eating his baby turkeys and the baby deer. Like the fawns are being born right now. And they go trap coyotes right now because the coyotes kill the fawns.
Oh, yeah.
Like crazy. And they decimate the herd. Anyway.
Circle of life.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, I can't tell you. He has released so many dogs, like stray dogs from neighbors that live 2 miles down the road. They've gotten caught in the leg traps from the coyotes. They don't die. They come in there and they free them and try to find it. Anyway, the dipshidiots are the people that let their dogs run free. I don't care if you live in the country or neighborhood or wherever. Keep your dogs pinned up.
Okay.
I can appreciate that.
PSA. Yeah.
And I definitely will around you.
Yes.
You better. Neil's
That's
watching.
fair. That's fair.
Mine's super small but basic, very basic. I was up in New York this week watching Tully Son on Broadway, which we'll have to get to on another thing because it was unbelievable. Anyway, my son and myself were at the hotel, coming down the elevator. We were there with 2 other people in the elevator, coming down. What? I don't even know who does this. The door opens. People come in.
I can't stand that.
Oh, man. Really?
I can't
It's
stand
a
that.
basic comment. You don't even have to learn this rule. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Lib.
You're on the elevator.
They weren't raised right. Who the hell raised you?
Or, can I say?
Well, yeah. What do you got?
Or,
That's your thing.
yeah, I know it. Who raised your
They're,
ass?
this is,
Well,
they're
go.
liberal or they're Asian.
Well,
Actually, I think
Okay.
they were.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
What did you think you were going to say, Dave?
No, when I was in LA every single weekend during NBA, he's like, okay, now we're going to be homeless and we're going to be okay. No, because it was not like Asian Americans. If they're visiting from China,
Yeah. Right.
they are literally.
But what is that? Like, I don't-
because there's 8 billion
Yeah.
people in their city, and they're used to just personal space or not having personal
Yeah,
space.
no,
They just walk right
yeah.
in, and there's no.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it happened every single time I was in the same elevator
I
at
don't
JW
get it.
Marriott, and literally, and it wasn't a mean thing. It was just like, this is what we do, and we're in a rush, and then
Yeah.
we're gonna be like right here in your face. And so it was just hysterical to me. Because
I give
seems
Asians
like
a pass.
basic-
I'll give the
funny.
Asians a pass.
liberals and
I won't give libs a pass.
yeah, no, they're all nice
I
people,
blame
but I'm
who-
like,
yeah.
but it's because culturally, it's very different there,
Yeah,
and
they're
they're
just
just
fighting
doing
for
this.
space. They're
Yeah,
just fighting
yeah,
for-
it was hysterical. I always be like,
I don't like it. I don't like
Well,
it
I
at
mean,
all.
the
It's the same people that stand up in
I
the
agree with
airplane and rush the
Okay.
aisle.
Yeah.
But as a matter
It's
of
the
fact,
same people.
no, that's mine.
Oh, go.
oh yeah, this
Go.
Literally,
yeah.
in kindergarten, we are taught to wait in line, and quite often you've paid more for that seat in the front. And so when you are coming from row 22,
Coming in
rushing
hot.
through,
Yeah.
it's one thing if there are connections and tight connection, the flight attendant says, can you stay seated? And they run it. Well, the problem is if 2.5 people, have that connection, 12 others are going to be like, yeah, me too, and shove their way up. So but usually it's not that. They're just in a rush to get off. And so I will step out in the aisle and I will block them.
But you have to.
Yeah.
Someone
Now.
has to. You have
I'll
to
block
do
them.
it.
You do.
I'm
Raised
like,
up
I don't-
right. And
You
they
have
have
to do it.
backpacks on, too.
I don't care.
They got bulldozers on the back. They're ready to roll.
I don't care. I'm like, bam. And I'm taller than most of them anyway, men or women for the most part. And I'm just like, no, it's rude.
That's not right.
Yeah.
It is
We say
very-
this all the time. It's the pew system.
It's the pew
If
system.
You've learned it at a very
Catholic,
young age.
in a church,
Yes.
That's
pew.
The
Pew
is
is the
very
pew.
big.
I like
It's the-
that.
PEW.
Yes.
Yeah,
Pew.
definitely.
I like
It's
that.
the pew system
That's good.
we've adapted the most part of our life. We do it at a bar.
Pew system.
Pew system. I'm ordering my drink. You wait.
No, but it's just a common courtesy.
It really is.
And I think it goes to the overall problem in our country where you think your time is more valuable than his. Who are you? Why are you special, actually? And it's just be kind. So I will stand there and pretend like it's almost not intentional. And then they're like, right behind you. But they know better. That's the thing. And it's an airplane thing that goes back to yours. I'm sorry, those aren't service animals. Anybody can get a collar
Oh.
that says service animal,
Yeah.
and it's their
You're right.
Labradoodle.
A Maltese is not a service animal.
No, and
I want to get like a Wolverine
Literally.
and bring him on as a service animal.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah,
good.
and then see what
But
they
now
say.
they call it something else. It's like a comfort. It's, as long as it,
Oh, my God.
brings you comfort.
But this is the point, and you have grown men needing
Right.
comfort animals on the plane. Like I just can't with these
you
people.
get them. They're not men.
But the
they're
madness,
not.
with these getting up early and right away, it's a byproduct of everybody's bringing on the biggest suitcases they can find on the plane. Because what happens is they can't fit their suitcases where they're sitting.
Yes.
See, so now they're panicking. How am I going to get my bag? What am I going to do? So now you got people running backwards and forwards.
Yes.
And we've reached mass hysteria.
How about when they go backwards?
And they're
though,
trying to
they're
Get their bags down, and they
Right.
it's too heavy,
telling
and
you.
they're falling to each other. It's the
when
Wild
they
West.
go backwards though to get that bag because they weren't at the gate on
Yep.
time to get the
It's-
bag right above them. They go backwards. Stay there. Instead, then they try to go back forward to
Yes.
their seat and then get out.
But
I'm
I've
like,
seen this happen though
no,
too.
stay.
I've seen people come
That's
on.
roundabout.
I say no.
I've seen people come on with massive bags pretty early, and they will stick that bag up in the first spot they see.
Oh yeah.
So that's their plan.
That's
They're
a
in the
party
back.
foul right there.
They
It
don't
is.
have to worry about it. They run off the plane, they grab it, And now
No.
it backlogs the entire
because
loading
if you're
system.
in the
It's
bulkhead,
true.
they can't do it. But the good flight attendants on Southwest, because they change their seating, those flight attendants will watch
They'll- yeah,
and be
they're
like,
good at
no,
that.
They will.
They
put it
have
back.
to.
Yep.
They have to. And I'm sorry, we never, and he's really tall, and I'm tall. Like, I never put both bags up. Like, put it
Right.
under your seat, because it just isn't considerate. This all goes back to being considerate of others at the
See?
movie theater, no matter what it
Yep.
is.
That's what this whole
Just-
segment's about.
Just be kind.
See?
But I
But
can't.
there's
not hard.
You can't. Some people can be penetrated and taught like that, but hardcore insane libs, they're done. It's over. You just got to deal with it.
But it's because
Yeah.
their feelings matter more than the facts.
Well,
for
unfortunately, you're
everything.
They weren't raised
and,
up right.
By the way, okay, if you look at my shopsagedeal.com, which I just started a whole merch line, it's so fun, just in time for 4th of July. But there's an apron that says, what is it? Raised right, seasoned well. Is that what it says?
Oh,
nice.
And it's so cool. And it's raised, and then right is like in italics. Because
Oh, yeah.
you have to be
That's
raised
good.
right.
We have that line in our song.
like
we
that.
have
That's
hats
amazing.
that say
got the
raised
hats,
up
got
right.
everything.
It's
But yours
Yeah.
is different. That's
it's
good.
it's super. It's cool and fun, and that's the other thing. It's all just patriotic.
Give people the
so-
address at where can they find that? Again?
ShopSageDeal.com. This one too.
I like the T-shirt. I was going to comment on your
Anti-feminist,
T-shirt. Yeah.
pro-woman. Feminism has ruined.
We
so
didn't
much.
even
There's
get
a
there.
different- It's okay.
We got to have you back.
It's
We
okay.
could keep on going.
No, it's okay. It's just fun. Like, these are things that
We didn't even
again,
get to talk about female refs in the NFL.
You don't like that?
Oh, don't
Nope.
get him started.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's
Listen,
for,
my
Are you
biggest-
surprised?
I don't
No.
like umps and I don't like
My
refs.
biggest takeaway is that you like to shoot dogs.
I didn't
That's my
say
biggest-
that. I did not say that.
see, words matter,
That's true,
Neil.
you did.
Words
I said
matter.
some people did. I didn't say I did it.
Some people.
I said that it will happen. I don't want your dog to die, so keep them pinned up. That's what I'm saying. I don't
Or
want.
else.
Wrapped around
That
a
didn't
threat.
come from me. God dang it.
Roll Tide.
Roll
Oh,
Tide.
boy.
Hoosiers. You
And
guys
on
are,
that
so
note-
fun. Really, thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Dave,
Thank you
thank
for
you for
having
coming
me
down.
on.
Listen, there's a couple reasons why we started this podcast. One was, like you said, we wanted to give people the why behind the song, because we were basically silenced for a year during that. We wanted to make sure the message of why it started and became was out there. The other reason was we wanted to highlight people that stood up for what they believe in, persevere through hard times. You are the epitome of that person. We are so thankful you came.
Yes.
Yes, thank you very
Seriously,
much.
we were so
Yes,
appreciative
we
of you
are.
and your time, Dave. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It means a lot. And
Yeah.
you've been so patient. I'm like, wait, I finally
Well,
live
I've
here.
been bothering you for a year and a half.
No, but it means a lot because it's just the conversations. That's all I've ever wanted. And I hate that you all went through it too. But what it does is, like, there's a whole world of people like us who actually think differently, but just are respectful.
Yeah.
So thanks for
Fantastic.
doing what you
Thank
did.
you for your time.
No,
For sure. Thank you very much.
You're a
It means
rock
lot.
star.
Amazing.
You are.
Tell my kids that.
I know, right?
None of it. They're all mad at me right now. So go ahead.
Oh, really?
I'll give
That's
you their
okay.
number.
That's what they do.
Typical. That's
what
when
they
you
do.
know you're parenting right.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say,
right.
you know
That's
you're doing
right.
it right.
But thank you guys.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, from the Patriot Mobile Studio, powered by eSpaces, of course, Thrash, Kalo, TK, I'm Kurt, and of course, thank you, Sage Steele.
Thank you guys. Yay.
Thank you.
So fun.
Make sure to follow along, subscribe, share, rate the show, and check out our merch at trythatinasmalltown.com.